दर्शन दे, दुख हर ले मेरे जो माता वाले, मेरे माँ छोटा वाले, मेरे माँ लता वाले, मेरे माँ छोटा वाले, ओ माँ मेरे, ओ माँ मेरे। सबका तो कर कल्याण जोता वाले, पहाड़ वाले, दर्शन दे, दुख हर ले मेरे जो माता वाले, मेरे माँ छोटा वाले, मेरे माँ लता वाले, मेरे माँ छोटा वाले, ओ माँ मेरे, ओ माँ मेरे। वाले, पहाड़ वाले, दर्शन दे, दुख हर ले मेरे माँ छोटा वाले, मेरे माँ छोटा वाले, मेरे माँ लता वाले, मेरे माँ छोटा वाले, ओ माँ मेरे, ओ माँ मेरे। प्रेम से बोलो महाशक्ति नव दुर्गा माता की जय। So the 6-year-old child represents Kalika Devi. So the 6-year-old representing Kalika Devi, when she is worshipped, she destroys all internal enemies. The 7-year-old child is called Chandika Devi. She represents one of the 9 forms of the Devi. When Chandika Devi is worshipped, she grants prosperity and riches. The 8-year-old is called Shambhavi Devi. And when Shambhavi Devi is worshipped, she gives victory in the battle of life itself. One achieves success in life by worshipping the 8-year-old. The 9-year-old child now is called Durga Devi. So the 9-year-old is the representation of Durga Devi. And when she is worshipped, she grants happiness in this world and in the next world. And every evening we have been listening so much about the greatness of the glory of Sri Durga Devi. So the 9-year-old Kumari represents Durga Devi. The 10-year-old represents Shubhadra Devi. When she is worshipped, she fulfills all wishes. So the 9 little Kumaris representing the 9 forms of the Devi. And what are the names of these 9 Kumaris again? The first one, the 2-year-old is Kumari Devi. The 3-year-old is Trimurti Devi. The 4-year-old is Kalyani Devi. The 5-year-old is Rohini Devi. The 6-year-old is Kalika Devi. The 7-year-old is Chandika Devi. The 8-year-old is Shambhavi Devi. The 9-year-old is Durga Devi. And the 10-year-old is Shubhadra Devi. So these 9 Devis you see sitting there, they represent the 9 Durgas, the 9 forms of Durga. So they are called Kumaris. So this puja that is you're witnessing is Kumari puja. Now with the 9 Kumaris, there is a beautiful little handsome boy who is sitting there. And you see how nicely he's dressed with his beautiful kurta and his purple and all. Who does he represent? He is the little Bhairo, you see. And we talked about Bhairo during the course of the year. He is the protector of the Devis. So the little Bhairo you see sitting there, his duty is to protect those 9 little Kumaris and to ensure that all goes well with them. So he is none other than the manifestation, the incarnation of Lord Shiva. So these are the 9 beautiful forms that we worship this evening. By observing Kumari Puja, just by listening, you friends, you know what you are doing? You are sitting there and you are listening. You're observing, you're watching Kumari Puja. And that in itself is a great merit, a great blessing. So if anyone wants to do Kumari Puja at this time, we invite you to come. Panavishesha is going to assist you in making your offerings. While Kumari Puja is going on, let's all join as we sing to Bhagwan Shiva, who is in the form of Bhairo Baba. So all of us together, let's join together. Bhola Baba baso mori nagare, Bhola Baba. So friends, I want you to use your hands, clap and create a vibration. This is a wonderful evening. Just remember, this is the Ashtami, this is the 8th day. And the 8th day is the most powerful in the 9 days. And today you have come here for Ashtami Puja and for this beautiful Puja. So I want all of you to join with us. Use your hands, clap and create a vibration. Let us bring down the showers of Lord Shiva's blessings in the form of Bhairo Baba. Bhola Baba baso mure nagare, Bhola Baba, Bhola Baba baso mure nagare, Bhola Baba baso mure nagare, baso mure nagare, baso mure nagare, Bhola Baba baso mure nagare, Bhola Basa more nagari baso Bhairo Baba ki Jai. So my dear devotees, if I do not do the discourse while Kumari puja is going on, then we will not have any discourse this evening. And that is not fair to the Devi. So I want just show the devotees who are going to make their offerings, they're going to do it as they're doing, very orderly and very nicely. And you, my devotees, you're going to be attracted and distracted this evening, but I want to see how well you can concentrate. I'm sure all of you could see me from way down to the back, nearly a mile away sitting. So I'm sure you could see me. So let's all, I must commend you this evening for your love, for your patience, for your dedication. I must make one comment before I begin the katha. When I came to see the place here, I told Didi Shirley and Bhai Indrajit, this place is so big. So I was wondering, are we going to get people to fill this place? And tonight, all the seats are taken. There are people standing way down to the back. This is because of your love, your dedication. So don't worry, we have extra chairs at the back. So I will ask Valmiki and the boys, if you can get some chairs to the back so that our devotees who are standing way down to the back, of course you can have seats. So bear with us, we have the chairs already. Omiu is going to assist us in getting some chairs to the back. Thank you, Omiu. Right. We have the chairs, just that we need, we never expected so many of you here this evening. And of course, we're at the back, we're at the side. My God, I've never seen people like this in a year for a long time. So we have enough chairs. Just bear with us. We're going to have chairs at the side right here. We're going to have seats for everybody. So, Prem se bolo Shri Mahashakti Devi ki Jai. So there's a beautiful episode this evening I want to tell you about. But before I tell you about this episode, let's listen to what Shri Vyasji is saying to Janmejai. And Janmejai is listening as Vyasji is saying to him. Let's listen to what Vyasji is saying. So just give us your attention again, please. Ghanta sholaharani shankha musale chakram dhanu sayakam hastabjaira dadatim dhananta vilasa chittam susurya prabham Gauri deha samudbhavam te jagatam adhara bhutam purvamata saraswatim anubhaje shumbhadi daityardene Om Jayanta Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhate Swaha Sudha Namostute Jai Tum Devi Chamundai Jai Bhutyarthi Harini Jai Sarvagate Devi Kalarate Namostute Prem se bolo Mahashakti Devi ki Jai. There was once a devotee of the Devi. His name was Dhanu Bhagat. And Dhanu, a devotee of the Devi, he was totally devoted, just as you all are, just as here you have total devotion to the Devi. So much love and so much of affection this evening shown for the Devi. So much of faith in the Devi you all have shown. Dhanu Bhagat was a devotee who had great faith in that Devi. So it so happened one day he was going on a pilgrimage. He was going to visit one of the temples of the Devi. So Dhanu Bhagat on a pilgrimage, but it so happened there were at least 1,000 of devotees with him. Being the leader of the group, they were going along, walking, journeying. And as they were going, they were singing the praises of the Devi. As they were going, their hearts filled with so much love. They kept chanting the beautiful praises of the Devi. And as they were going, can you imagine? They were not very quiet. They were singing. They had their musical instruments with them. And they were singing and dancing on the way as they were going to the Devi. And you know what they were saying? Let us all join together to Ma sun le mere pukar, Jai Bhavani Jai Ambe Mata. Everybody, Ma sun le mere pukar, Jai Bhavani Jai Ambe Mata. Ma sun le mere pukar, Jai Bhavani Jai Ambe Mata. Ma sun le mere pukar,
Jai Bhavani
दुर्गा की छवि सुहावना, सैंधवाहिनी सुखदायिनी, काले दुष्टों को सुधारिणी, सुखकारिणी भवतारिणी। माता की महिमा परे अपरंपार, तथा ही जो सुख होता उदार, ये नाम ले बार बार। जय भवानी जय अम्बे माता, सुन ले मेरी पुकार।
Jai Bhavani Jai Ambe
माता का कोई पुकारता, माँ अंबिका जगदम्बिका, उससे ही कोई निवारता, देवी व्यासका माँ शारदा। ओ शक्ति के नाम रूप है, ओ शर वाले सब रूप दे, नाम ले बारंबार। जय भवानी जय अम्बे माता, सुन ले मेरी पुकार।
Jai Bhavani Jai Ambe
जय भवानी जय अम्बे माता,
Jai Bhavani Jai Ambe
जय भवानी जय अम्बे माता। प्रेम से बोलो महाशक्ति नौ दुर्गा माता की जय। So Dhanu Bhagat, the devotee of the Devi, he was going on a pilgrimage. He was going to visit the Devi Mandir, where they will offer prayers to the Devi. So they were fasting, and with joy, with happiness, friends, they were going to the Devi. And they were not very quiet. They were singing, they were dancing, they had their musical instrument. And in a spirit of joy and happiness, they were going to the Devi Mandir. So I want to ask you one question. When you left your homes to come here, were you happy to come here? What was your feeling when you left home to come? It couldn't be anything but happy. You had to be happy because where you're going, you're coming to the Devi. Maa ke charanon mein jo bhi aaya, who comes to the feet of the Devi, will receive of the blessings. But it so happened, while they were going, the king, whose name was Badshah, the messengers went to the king and said, "O king, there is a group of people very noisy, singing, dancing, and they are going on a procession." So the king ordered, "Go, bring them, come to me. Who are these people who are singing, dancing, and going on the streets in a procession? Bring them to me." So the leader of the group, who was Dhanu Bhagat, he was brought towards the king, to the king. So the king now, Dhanu Bhagat in front of the king, Dhanu Bhagat is scared, he is trembling, he is frightened. What will the king do? So the king looked at him and said, "Where are you going in the company of so huge a crowd? And why are you making all that noise in the street procession? Where are you going?" So Dhanu Bhagat, he says, "O king, these are all my devotees. We are all devotees of the Devi. And we are going to the Devi Mandir. we are going to perform puja, we are going to perform service to the Devi. O King, today is a day we are going to do puja. So all of these devotees, we are going to the Devi Mandir. So when the king heard this, he asked, who is this Devi you're going to worship? Who is this Devi you're going to worship? So, Jwala Radha, Dhanu Bhagat said, O king, the Devi that we are going to worship, she is called Jwala Devi. Her name is Jwala Mai. She is the Devi that we are going to worship. So the king, whose name was King Akbar, he asked, who is this Jwala Mukhi you're going to worship? Who is this goddess you're going to worship? You see, this episode took place a long time ago when Akbar was the king of India. So this was during his time when King Akbar was the king of India. So it happened. King Akbar is saying, who is this goddess? What will you get by going to worship her? What will you get by going to worship this Devi? So I want to ask all of you this evening, and I want to ask Shirley and Indrajit, what will you get by worshipping this Devi? If you go to write down, you need millions of pages to write what you will get. She is the world mother. She is the protectress of a well-planned and progressive life. She is the giver of all prosperity. Didn't I just tell you about the 9 Kumaris? And the worship of the 9 Kumaris and what you will get from the 9 Kumaris? Maybe I should remind you. The worship of the 2-year-old removes all miseries and poverty. She gives riches. So here now, when you see this family prosper, and although envy them, you have to give to get. And this is what they are doing. They are giving. And giving is not only about money. They're giving so much of their time, their life they are giving. And of course, you too, my friends. You tonight, you are giving to. You have given your time. You have given your love. You have given your affection. The 3-year-old will give righteousness, wealth, and fulfillment of all desires. You see, what this family wants, they're going to get it, the blessing. And they are doing this for this wonderful son. And you know what happened? When Janmejay did it for his father, when the yet came to an end, the Devi appeared to Janmejay and said, Janmejay, your father has attained a blessed state. The Devi is going to give to him that very same blessing. You better believe it, friends. Surely you better believe that. So, the 3-year-old Trimurti will grant righteousness, wealth, fulfillment, and all desires. This family will get victory. They will get riches. Look how many times riches coming up. They will attain properties. Devi will cure them of all diseases. They will destroy all internal enemies. She grants prosperity and riches. Look, riches again. She gives success in the battle of life. She gives happiness in this life and in the next life. You see what this family is doing? Not only for today and tomorrow and 9 days. They're going to come back again to enjoy more than they have given. You see? Fulfillment of all desires. What more can a person want, friends? You are very blessed. I am exceptionally blessed to be here with this family. So, Dhanu Bhagat, King Akbar is asking them, what will you get by going to worship that Devi? I wish he will come, so I will tell him all that we will get by worshipping that Devi. Dhanu Bhagat replied, O King, Jwala Devi is the creator, she is the preserver, and she is the reabsorber, she is the power. Namami Twang Mahadevi, she is Mahadevi. The verse says,
Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupina Samastita Namastasyai Namastasyai Namastasya Namo Namaha.
She is Shakti Rupa. O King, she is the very embodiment of power, spiritual power. You know, what is the color of power? The color of power is the color that you're seeing right in front of you. Look at the 9 Kumaris. Look at the 9 Kumaris and look at my dear Didi Shirley. They all dressed in red. Red is the color, and look, so many of you have the red on. Red is the color of that power. Red is the color of Devi. Devi is pleased with red offerings. This is why you see the Kumaris are dressed in their red, beautiful clothing, beautiful malas and the crown and all. So, that is the power who creates, preserves, and reabsorbs this universe, O King. She accepts the prayers of her devotees. Just remember, who is that Devi? She accepts the prayers of her devotees. She fulfills the desires of her devotees, O King. So I'm sure many of you have desires tonight. I too have one desire. Nah, I have more than one desire. And you know who fulfilled these desires? Navratri gives you the opportunity to pray, to fast, to make your offerings. And you know, offer it to the Lord. You offered your heart today, right? And you left it hard there. You offered the flowers and you left it there. Take your offerings this evening. Whatever your desire is, you know, offer it to the Devi. Oh Devi, I have come to you. What did you say? You have some problems? Well, offer it to the Devi. And she is going to, you see that sword in her hand? She is going to cut those problems out of your way. But wait now. These are 9 days. So when Navratri ends, you stop praying, right? So everybody wash their hand, prayers done. Now time to enjoy life. No. You continue enjoying life, but continue keeping your devotion to the Devi. So he says, a devotee, just imagine he's trembling in front of the king. He says, oh king, that Devi is in the form of a flame. And that flame never goes out. That flame of the Devi never goes out, O king. Nobody knows where that flame came from. Nobody knows what keeps the flame burning. But that flame has been burning eternally and it never goes out. The diya will out, but that flame that is in the temple of the Devi never goes out. And you know, one of the nice things we can do for the Devi, when we light our diyas for the Devi, it's difficult. But if we can let that light all the time, day and night, non-stop, that will be perfect, but that's difficult. But this flame in the temple of the Devi never goes out, O king. We visit her shrine every year. What is Dhanu Bhagat, the devotee, saying? We go to that temple every year. So I want to pause the katha here and ask all of us, how often do we go to temple? Okay, I know you're working, I know you're busy, right, Radhika? But from now, you're going to set aside one Sunday in the month to come to Mandirasham. One Sunday in the month, you come to temple. And I want to assure you, when you come temple one Sunday, you will never stay home. You will always come temple. Try it now and see how it works. Let's, try it and see what will happen. So he says, we go to visit the shrine every month, rather every year. So the king, he listened to all that was said. He said, how can I believe? Now what the king says, how can I believe that your goddess is so powerful? She fulfills your wishes? How can I believe that? After all, you are a true devotee of the goddess. So Dhanu Bhagat with his hands clapped, he said, yes, king, I am a devotee of the goddess. So the king said, listen, show me a miracle. If your goddess is so powerful, show me a miracle. Dhanu Bhagat, when he heard this, he started to tremble. Tears came to his eyes. Tears came to his eyes as he sat there. He says, "O king, I cannot perform miracles. I am a devotee of the Devi. I do not know how to perform miracles." So the king says, "Your goddess, that Devi you are worshipping, is so powerful. Well, let her perform a miracle for me." Now look at what happened. Dhanu Bhagat said, "I can't perform miracles." He said, "But the goddess you worship, let she perform the miracle." Now look what happens. What will happen, friends? Dhanu Bhagat is worried. The king said, "Listen, I give you 1 month and I want to see a miracle." I know what the king did. King Akbar pulled out a sword, and there was a horse with Dhanu Bhagat. He was riding on a horse. You know what the king did? He cut the head off the horse. The head fell down. The horse fell down. He said, "You can't perform the miracle. Let your goddess, that Devi you worship, the powerful goddess, let her perform that miracle." Look at trouble for a devotee. You see, friends, devotees of God see trouble, no matter what religion we belong to, no matter who we worship, we will all see little troubles. But you see, this is where your faith is called upon. So what will he do? The king said, "Go. You're going to the temple, go. But make sure in 1 month a miracle happens." So he is going. And as he is going, friends, tears in his eyes. Look what happened to a devotee. And as he is going, his mind is on the Devi. Let me ask you, when you were coming here, what were you thinking about? I know for sure. And don't tell me I'm wrong. You were thinking, I wonder what time Baba